Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're talking about the Vela 2. I've had this bike for about, 3 months? We're here in January. We're in the beginning parts of January. The weather is becoming really good outside. But what I really want to talk about is how this bike did when it literally got 7 degrees outside and it was completely brutal. If you guys know, I've had other electric bikes in the past, but this is the one that's it's sleek. It just looks nice. It's a sleeper kind of an electric bike because it doesn't look like a traditional one. It just looks like something that you'd find maybe in London, in Soho, New York, and it catches people off guard completely. But outside of looking good and just being like something that is eye-catching, I want to make sure that this is just a functional piece. So going to work, which 7-degree day was no more than 15 minutes away, but usually I do take the bike out for about like an hour and I kind of just go around. I like just kind of like enjoying it, but bundling up with gigantic gloves, the kind that you can probably see like delivery drivers have, with like the scarf, with like everything wrapped up with goggles on. Myself, I was safe. I shouldn't have been there for more than 15 minutes, which I wasn't, and after that I was all set. But I was really curious about the bike itself. I remember doing videos in the past about the iPhone 6S's battery in the cold, where the cold would actually just make it so cold that it would just shut off the device. It would drain all that power and just be completely unusable. And that has sometimes happened with other electronics that have like an internal battery, something that needs to be charged, like a lithium-ion battery. And honestly, I was worried and I was curious to see how this would kind of decrease the battery life here. And as you know, we have the Vela right behind me, right over here. So the stock right here, that is where the battery goes. And there's not so much like weather sealing or anything around there, but it seems to do well because charge it overnight, put it inside the stock, and I just get going. So of course when you just hit the cold, it's gonna freeze your body, but it's not really gonna affect the battery much about anything. So what I did is when I got to work, I took a look at it, and I would say it was just on par with the same amount of battery usage that it normally takes. Granted, I only did 15 minutes, freezing cold, but no glitching, no anything. It just seemed to work as it should, thankfully, because I like having an electric assist backup just to kind of like accelerate me on. But even if it didn't, I'd still have that pedal, like just the regular pedals, and I'd be fine. But for me, I'm really glad that it's something that I can rely on, and it did really well on a brutally cold day. This is a day where people called out of work, where people just weren't outside. Thankfully, it wasn't extremely windy, but for me, it was a completely brutal day. If you guys were in New York for this, or maybe even any other parts of the country that had like brutal weather, definitely let me know. I'm curious because growing up, I used to drive around. I had a Ford Explorer, and I just drove, no matter snow, cold, whatever, and even I would help people on the road. I just loved being out there, but of course you're inside like a car with barriers, with doors, you're warm inside, there's a heater. Not so much on bikes, so you have to kind of like control yourself, and especially when you go inside afterwards, it's just going to be a little bit too stuffy because, you know, people have their heaters on. But I'm really thankful that this thing just works out. It has become it's just like a joy to ride. Again, I've had other bikes, but this one is just so much of a useful piece. And it is so much lighter than the other ones that I've had around. It's just kind of like mind-boggling just about how close to my fixie bike, which maybe you can see, that is the Vela, that is the fixie bike. So it's a little bit taller, but in terms of just being like heavier, the battery is the most significant part of the weight, at least for me. But guys, I really want you to I really want to see if anybody else in New York City, around the city, is riding this bike, because what I've wanted to do, and this is going to be something that's going to lead into more stuff later, I want to do more meetups. I want to do more meetups with electric bikes. Doesn't matter the brand. I kind of want to, like, in the spring and of course in the summer, have more meetups, because I've had meetups with another brand that I've had, but I kind of want something that's a little bit more flexible, so you can just go for about 20 miles to 24 miles per hour just around the city, maybe Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, whatever we can do. Let me know if you guys are down for it, because I'm going to be making a Discord. I'm going to be putting everything in there, and then when the time is right, when it's like an appropriate weather and it's not snowing or anything outside, we're going to be doing this on the weekends. So guys, this is something we're starting here. I'm really excited about this, to get that Vela 2 out on the road with more people, because that kind of thing, it creates a good community, and it just, that kind of stuff brings joy to me. But guys, thank you so much for watching everything. Put everything in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. By the way, if you didn't notice, we have the Cinnabloom on here, and it's giving this like a diffusion vibe, and I like this. But yeah, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.